Hello everyone, welcome to Lighthouse Stamping with Lorraine. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Vancouver, Washington. Thank you for joining me today. Before we get started, all the product I'm using and all the dimensions will be listed below. There's a link to my online store if you'd like to purchase any of these products. There's a link to our Facebook group. We'd love to have you join that. There's my email address if you have any questions. And finally, remember to like, share, and subscribe on YouTube and help me grow in YouTube world. This beautiful piece of paper, which I think is absolutely gorgeous, is in the new mini catalog. It's now September 6th. I can show you what's in the catalog. This is part of a suite called All About Autumn, which is a beautiful suite. And this is the paper, and I'm going to show you. And we're going to also show you this paper because we are using these two items out of this suite today. So let's first thumb through this paper. It is 6 by 6. And I'm just going to thumb through these on this side first. They're all photo type paper, leaves. Looks like someone's chair or sofa, some wood, books, more leaves. Looks like an Afghan, and some squash and pumpkins, and some more books. But the other side of this is foil copper. Got lots of beautiful patterns. This paper's just gorgeous. Both sides are gorgeous. I know it's just you wanted this one, but you hate to cut that one up. It's hard to choose. So beautiful on both sides. The other paper I'm going to show you is in there. This is called, hang on here, it's called Oxide Copper. This is 2 shades of copper. And then there's one that's coppered and Pretty Peacock. And that's the one we're going to be using today. You get 2 pieces of this. It's a single-sided paper, beautiful foiling. So we are only going to use the one color today. Now you're wondering, and this is a 48 each. You get 4 of each sheet of this in that pack of paper. So let me set that aside. And you're wondering what we're going to be making. I'm going to show you the stamp sets we're using first. We're going to be using Perched in the Tree and Artistically Ink. Artistically Ink is for these 2 verses, Hello and Best Wishes. This one, we're using the bird and the splatter. I know I usually show you the project first, but I thought I'd show you that one. So the envelope just says hello. And I know this is very sparkly. That is a copper bird on very vanilla with a lot of that paper there. And it says Best Wishes inside, and that is also very vanilla and embossed in copper. These leaves, there is leaves in the set All About Autumn. I did not particularly get that whole bundle. Excuse me. That went, excuse me. That was my copper embossing powder falling off the desk. We'll bring him up. We'll need him in a few minutes. So anyhow, I used the leaves from Perched in a Tree. And so we'll be die cutting those. But that is the card we're making today. It's really quite easy. So I think first what we're going to do is get some stamping and some embossing done. And then we can cut everything out. And then we can assemble the card. So I'm just going to go through the pieces as we get into them. For our stamping for the inside piece, we need a piece that is 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. Like I said, all the dimensions are listed below. We are needing a piece of scrap vanilla to do our bird. And those are the only 2 pieces we're actually stamping on other than our envelope. So let's do the stamping first. I have Pretty Peacock ink. And the hello will go in Pretty Peacock on our envelope. Just down in the corner here. And then I do need a piece of scratch paper. Oop. I'm dropping things all over today. Because I do want to stamp off this Pretty Peacock on this piece. Before I put it right there, and we're going to put our sentiment in the center of it. And that's all of it for Pretty Peacock. Next, it's time to do embossing. So I'm going to grab my embossing buddy. I'm going to grab a piece of scrap paper here. And make sure I have them. I got a little extra powder on both of those. We'll kick that off. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and stamp both pieces and get them coated, and then we'll heat set them. So the best wishes is going right in the center here. I know no one can see it, not even me. And then our bird. Make sure you got him well coated. There, give him a nice firm press. Okay, cover that up. That will get us some copper embossing powder, the one that went flying across the room. And we'll tip our bird in first. Oh, he looks pretty good. And our saying. That looks pretty good too. We'll set it on the floor so it doesn't get anywhere. Now everybody cover their ears for a second. It's going to get a little warm, loud, a little warm for me, loud for you. Give that once over real quick to make sure I've got all the pieces. Yep. And that's just going to the inside of our card. So we're just going to set him over here to rest. We need to cut out our bird. We need to also, and here's the die for the bird from the set. I have the 2 leaves here. We also need a circle, and I'm using the 1 3/4 inch circle, but you use bigger or smaller, whatever you have. But I wanted something sturdier. The oxidized paper is not real heavy. It's not a thick paper. And I wanted something to go behind those leaves to help support them. So that's what that's for. And let's just get Otto out here. We'll use him today. I can just should put everything all on one plate here. Oh, I'm just gonna add me a little insurance here today, because I don't want to have to reheat emboss the bird. And then I've cut a small piece of the oxidized paper. It's not exactly, but it's approximately 2.5 by 2 1/4, which was big enough. I'll put it this way to put both of those leaves on, just like that. Oh, it's not working. I forgot a plate. I'm used to using my Big Shot. I need this one, number 2. So let me gently pull that back out. You need number 1, number 2, and then 2 number 3s. Like you can tell, I'm new at using auto, so I'm going to mess up occasionally. And I did. Thought I grabbed them all out. They're in a bin next to me. That's why it was easy to grab. Let's get rid of that. And set all those plates back in the drawer where they go. And there is our beautiful copper bird. And there's some scrap there worth using. And I don't think there's enough worth saving on that one. There's our bird, and there's our 2 leaves. And we'll put those next to the inside of the card. Next, we need the base of our card. Sorry, I've got something here. It's a back of a dimensional. It's driving me nuts. This piece is 8.5 by 5.5, and we're going to score it together. And we are scoring on the 8.5-inch side. And I'm going to look at my own measurements to make sure I do that right. It's going to score at 1 1/4. And at 4 1/4. Fold that one in. And this one's going to go like this. But you can leave it unglued if you want, but I like mine glued, so I'm gluing it. I just like the looks of it glued. Just gives us a little extra depth there. Now we need some pieces. I have 2 pieces. One is the copper with the Moody Mauve, and this is copper clay, and they're both 1 inch by 5 1/4. One's going to go here, and one's going to go here. And I think this one will change, just because I can. No, I'm not going to. I'm going to leave it the same. I like it better that way. And then there is one piece that's 1 1/2 by 5 1/4, and it's going to go here. Like I said, you can use whatever your adhesive of preference is. And you have a nice little border on this. Now you could take and run this piece all the way under there if you wanted. I didn't do it because I didn't want, this paper's so pretty, I didn't want to run it all the way under. And you lose, lots of times I will do that, but I was trying to conserve this paper. I think I'm going to have a lot of fun with it. Get that one squared away in there. Okay, next we need to put the inside of our card in. And we need to go here, and you want to do it off of this side here so that when you close it, you don't see the white, or the very vanilla in this case. just like that. Now it's time to build our focal point. So I want this one about here, and this one here, about like that. So I'm just going to put a little glue here. And a little bit of glue here. Probably should do this on my silicone mat in case I go over, which I did a little bit. Okay. And then we're going to mount our bird. Oh, I want to come down a little bit with this. Hang on. So what I'm trying to do, there we go. So basically when I'm done, I'm not going to see any of that circle that's behind here. It's behind all of that. So it's just for support of these, because when you feel them, you'll see how they are quite flimsy compared to the cardstock. I'm going to grab some dimensionals. Right over that, like that. And then we're going to mount him right here. You can decide where exactly you want to mount him, but I'm going to mount him right about that on dimensionals. So I'm going to flip it over right where it's at. And put 3 dimensionals right going through the middle. Just like that. And then I looked for bling. What would look good this? And I said, it has to be copper. These are the brushed metallic adhesive back dots. And there's gold, brass, and copper. And these are in the annual catalog. So we use one of the large ones. Maybe we use 2 large ones on this one. And a small one. And another one up there. And that is our card today. It's very simple. I did this as a best wishes for a birthday or anniversary, whatever you wanted to use it for. You could actually use this for a sympathy card if you wanted. Depending on who it was going to and what your thoughts on that subject are. So anyhow, and then of course it's just a little envelope that says hello. So that is my little coppered bird today. So thank you for joining me, and I will see you on Friday. Goodbye.